Have you noticed there's an everything shortage? I mean, supply chain issues have affected all of us in our everyday living, but new home construction has seen some major effects taking place. Some builders are having major issues building new homes. So in this video, I'm going to show you what issues could impact your new build, how you can avoid the pitfalls that are costly when building a new home, and how to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Let's roll. Freight increases, 500%. HVAC systems, out of stock. Ductwork, windows, siding, range hoods. How about roofing materials, skilled labor shortages? Even existing home remodels are costing a lot more time and are over budget. So what's the real cost to build your home? Will supply issues get any better? Experts predict there's going to be rolling supply chain issues into the future. So this is something that we're just going to have to get used to. And they also tell us to allow for more time than planned as construction starts and stops all along the way. So here's what you can do to help. Number one, if you're building, add time to what you think it's going to be built by. So if they tell you 3 months, make sure you're adding more time, or 6 months to build, except to add more time to see a finished project. Number two, if you're building a new home, make sure you have a backup plan. I see this all the time. Where are you going to be living temporarily? See, because if you've sold your house, we have a lot of people that are looking for rentals. And if they've extended their time while this is being built out, the problem is somebody else may have already booked that lease when yours is up. Now, fortunately, I've also seen where my real estate team has helped thousands of people, and they have a network of options for their buyer clients, but not everybody has the same options. So if you're building, I want to make sure that you're not making the mistakes that others have made. And this is by playing musical chairs and going round and round. So don't get caught without a seat. Make sure you've got your backup plan. Number three, as soon as you sign the contract, order early. Don't wait till the last minute to get your order in for that custom door or the special lighting fixtures or the special options, since this is going to take longer anyway. I don't want you to slow down the process. I want to make sure that you're getting it on time. Number four, there's an everything shortage. So at some point in the build, there's going to be a material shortage or a part shortage. So it's going to take longer than expected, or it could be discontinued. So I've seen where people have discontinued floors, and then the manufacturer is saying, well, we have these other options and they're going to cost you $2 more a foot. So make sure that you have someone working for you on your best behalf and has negotiated to make sure you don't pay these extra charges. Goldman Sachs says supply chain issues are going to last all the way through 2022 and beyond. And U.S. home prices continue to rise, especially with these supply chain issues and labor costs, because everything is going to be costing more. I did another video on what new home builders aren't telling you, and I'm going to link that down in the description. So number five, building inflations. Prices for new homes were up 17% last year, and it shows no signs of decreasing here. It's just only going to continue to compound. So the good news is for investors and new home buyers who are looking to profit into the future, but some areas of the nation are losing population while others are still gaining population. There's major growth due to this migration. Places like Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where I am right now, are ranked number one by the Census Bureau because the percentage of new home building permits. Number six, sometimes it pays to be patient. Now, locking in a building contract at a lower price can work to your advantage. I know it's a frustration because you may be waiting a little bit longer, but if you're patient and in no hurry, you could win. You know, sales for newly built homes are based on the signed contracts, and many builders want to deliver homes on time right now, but they just can't, or they aren't sure that they can do that right now. But I see two major issues into the future that are going to hurt home buyers, not just now, but into the future. Huge issue number one. This is an issue that I see nationally. Home builders just are not offering enough entry-level homes these days. You know, with the higher building costs to acquire the land, or skilled labor shortages and building materials, which continue to increase, home builders are focused mainly on building the mid-level or custom builds. So existing home sales may see more action because of this. But huge issue number two is investment funds, large corporations, and even small investors are scooping up as much affordable housing as they can, and this is standing in the way of potential buyers. One broker I know had 49 showings in 3 hours. Now, What do you think the outcome of that is? Why is this happening? Number one is investors are trying to put their cash to work for them as they face major increases in inflation over the next couple of years. They believe that we're going to see really high rents in the future, as well as home prices that are going to continue to go up with inflation. But what can you do about this? So as promised, here's more tips for new builds. Number 7, when you're building, take pictures of everything. Have your buyer's agent take pictures of all the build all along the way, because the salesperson that's working on site is working for the builder, not in the best interest of the buyer. So the buyer's agent works for the buyer in your best interest in all relevant areas of the transaction. Sometimes there's changes in builder contractors. So the builder builds this house, and in between he has different people that are working there, or sometimes they quit and they leave, or they've resigned. So if you don't know about this info, you can end up talking to the new guy, and whoever the builder puts in charge, and there may be a quality continuity issue. Okay, what was the reason why this guy left, or he's no longer there? It's important to have a third party looking out for you, because if you take pictures or you take videos at stages before the drywall, you'll know exactly where the wiring is. You're going to know exactly where the water is. And if you have to dig into the walls later on, you're going to know where to go. But this is number 8, and it's very important, and I need you to listen to this. Don't put wiring in, don't do plumbing in the house yourself until you have actually closed and you own it. Now, I've seen this before where the builder had built it out, it's framed, and somebody wants to cut costs, so they go in and they wire on a Sunday when nobody's around, and they put in those extra receptacles or those extra outlets or the extra wiring. The problem comes when the sheetrock goes on, it's covered up, and the inspector comes and he's got blueprints. He's looking at the blueprints to see exactly where these things are, and he goes, hey, wait a minute, there's extra things that are here that shouldn't be here. They weren't on this blueprint. Guess what happens? That drywall has to come off. Everything has to be pulled out. And it's got to go by the blueprints, because that was what was permitted. So if you're trying to save a buck, don't make that mistake. It could cost you $50,000 to $70,000 by the time it's all the trashing out, cleaning up, putting more sheetrock on, making it right. Seen this happen? Avoid that pitfall. Number 9, if you're using a track builder, just because it says everything's included doesn't mean you aren't going to be purchasing any upgrades. Now, builders do give credits for design credits, and I've seen similar homes that are built on the same street, and one home has a $10,000 credit, the other has a $20,000 credit or a $15,000 credit that they use in the design center. So if you're working with a buyer's agent, you can save thousands, because the expert buyer's agent knows all of the builders, the floor plans, the price points, the locations of the new communities, and even communities that are unnamed, that are just coming out of the ground now. So getting this info up front can really help you avoid the pitfalls that are costly, as opposed to walking up to the model on your own, where the salesperson, again, works for the builder in the builder's best interest and not the buyer's best interest. Number 10, lot envy. Buy the best lot, do it up front. You can't move the house after it's built. So when a builder opens up like a new phase and you see a lot that you really want, make sure you get that one. And here's why: because some lots do have premiums and you want to consider all your options, but you can't move your house after the fact. You want to build the house maybe that backs up to the woods, or maybe a pond in your backyard, or on a cul-de-sac even, or maybe you need a private backyard, or do you want a shared backyard? So these are things that you need to look at, like where's the roads and traffic, where's that going to be? I did another video on homes to avoid, and I'm going to link that down in the description as well, because I think that could be helpful here. Okay, number 11, structural upgrades versus design center upgrades. Now builders, they advertise one thing, and then prices can go up and costs can be another. So design center upgrades, they have a good, better, and best. Most builder grades, when they build, it's builder grade quality, whatever those options are, right? So what is standard, you might want to pick out a nicer color or a premium material. So it might cost more. Now think about that versus the structural upgrade. The structural upgrade is something that you want to do up front, because it's framing related and it can cost a lot more. So if you think about adding on a sunroom or a covered porch or a large patio, or how about a fireplace? These are, or a walk-in shower. These are all things that have framing, And like in a shower, you might have upgrades in tile. You might have shower heads that are different than compared to the shower, combo that's inserted into that space. And these things can cost anywhere from, $5,000 to $20,000 difference in price for these options. So think that out before you go and check that box. Number 12, option overload. I've seen a lot of people who have overpaid, when their house is so much more expensive than every house in the neighborhood. Plus, there's a lot of confusion when it comes to picking out choices in your home. So if you're looking at tiny paint chips or tiny siding samples or brick samples, you want to see that in person. You want to see it somewhere else on a house, so you won't be surprised. You want to check it out when it's dark, and you also want to check it out when it's light. So that is the best way to have the best options that you're going to live with. Now, these are many things that my team sees every single day, and since this is what they do every day, they're really good at it. But realize that the build process is going to take more time than you may have thought. I know that you're excited, and I know this is an exciting time for sure, but just keep this in mind. Take it down a notch, relax, because one day you're going to love walking into your new home, and it's going to make it that much sweeter. But right now, this is your time. This is your time to shine. I just want to make sure that you're getting all of the best options you can when buying. So if you've enjoyed this video, please share this with somebody you know who could use this info. If you like these videos here on this channel, please consider subscribing. That way when a new video like this comes out, you'll be notified. And the other thing that I really want to know is, what are you planning to do this year? What are your plans? What are you working on? Are you at the beginning stages? Are you years down the road? Are you saving money? Let me know, because I really want to know what's going on in your life. Now, I truly appreciate you watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and how I can help you, just let me know, and I'll see you soon. And maybe we'll see you even sooner than that. Take care, guys.